Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? I am actually excited for a 3D Sonic game. Holy shit, I know, it's a miracle. But they managed to pull it off. Wow. Now, I know a lot of people know it already, but I'll give some context just so people understand. But basically, for the Sonic Movie 3, which is coming out this December, sadly in my country it's coming out in January, RIP. But anyway, for this Sonic Movie 3, they are launching a Fearless Year of Shadow campaign, and a part of that is the next Sonic game, and it's being bundled together with Sonic Generations. Now, people were skeptical at first, including myself. I mean, I was completely negative about this. I mean, having Sonic Generations on modern consoles, I mean, it's a win for everybody, but Sonic Generations was already available on PC, so might as well, port Unleashed or, I don't know, Heroes. But I don't think, by the way, the Sonic Generations remaster is a remaster. It's a port, but I'll get onto that later. But there's a good reason why people were skeptical about this, because considering the fact that Sonic remasters are 0 to 5, and all of them have been kind of not good or inferior, and well, people had all right to think that Sonic Generations ports, or when it got leaked, it was called Sonic X Shadow Generations, which turned out to be the game title, but people were even more skeptical because of the title. And when it got leaked, people did not believe it at first, but this meant that it was going to have an additional Shadow part. And here is the funny thing. Sonic Forces came with an episode Shadow DLC. So people were even more skeptical about this, because if you don't know, Sonic Forces was terrible, but episode Shadow was literally reusing assets and levels from Forces and calling it a free DLC. And now people were even more skeptical about it, because there's a Shadow part now, and the last Shadow part was, well, not so good. I mean, I was one of them, considering the fact that I did not like Frontiers and its general cyberspace levels, and I thought they were, falling behind when it comes to physics and level design and, and lighting in some areas. And so when I saw this, I thought to myself, yeah, this game's done for. And when they showed us the trailer, they did not show much. I mean, the visuals were amazing, right? They were actually utilizing this, and it looks better than Sonic Frontiers, and also, of course, Sonic Forces. But when I first saw this, I just want to see more of the level design. And my friend Electra, he's also a Sonic fan, he sent me a video. I think it was of the Arc, I forgot. But when I saw that, I was like, this is kind of like Forces and Frontiers. And to those who don't know, I don't like Forces or Frontiers one bit, due to the level design, it being linear, it being pointless, and generally the physics are a lot worse. There's no drift, the boost is a lot worse, and generally, like, the mechanics and the level design is just so behind the games that came before them. It's actually miserable. So before I just continue talking about Sonic X Shadow Generations, I just want to tell people as to why I have been craving for a good 3D Sonic game. So here's the thing, I am one of the few people who dislike Frontiers a lot. I think Frontiers is a very unfinished game. It's not unpolished. I mean, it is to some extent, but it's just a very janky game. I don't think it's fun. The open world isn't fun. The stages aren't fun. It's a very rushed game, in my opinion. Like, there are pop-ins everywhere. I did not complete the game, so I'll give people that. So you have all right not liking my opinion on this, but please respect it. And I honestly think the game, I think they false advertised it, because this game, there's no way they worked on this game for 5 years between Forces and this game's launch. I just can't believe it, considering the fact that the game was just, how can I put that in words? It just looked like a tech demo, if you will. And me and a lot of people were just not happy with this game in general. I mean, look, the OSC was fantastic, alright? Those bosses were pretty cool. I like the idea, but the way Sonic controls, and I know a lot of people roasted his model. I don't mind it. It's a bad model, I'll give them that. It's a bad model. The quills look very weird, but the model wasn't the only issue there. The combat is pretty bad. I don't think they really did much with it, and the entire open zone format could have been done very well if they just used like something like Sonic Adventure style of gameplay with the spin dash and stuff. I don't think the boost was the right option. They could have just made it so that, in the open zone places, you can do it like how you did in Sonic Adventure. That game also had like open areas. It wasn't like anything massive. It's just 1998 style, like whatever you expect from those type of games of that era. But right now, when I go back and think about it, I think I enjoy exploring those small hub worlds in Sonic Adventure more than I do exploring the open world in Sonic Frontiers, and that says a lot. I think me and a lot of people having that opinion of Sonic's controls have evolved backwards is it's not good. I'm really sorry, but I just am not a fan of how Sonic controls in Frontiers or Forces or Lost World. I think the best Sonic has ever controlled was in Adventure 1 and 2 and Generations and Unleashed and Colors, which, I mean, those are great games, but I think with Unleashed, the drifting was really, really bad. I think with both Unleashed and Generations, not boosting feels off. I mean, I guess they fixed that in Forces, but in Forces, the way you gain momentum is off, and the same goes for Sonic Frontiers and the cyberspace levels. I mean, you can only move in 8 directions in both Forces and the cyberspace levels in Frontiers. And another thing about Frontiers that I would like to criticize is that you can only move in 8 directions in the cyber stages or whatever, but in the open world, you have 360 control, which is nice, but why is that very inconsistent? And also, the boost is just like a jogging button, if you will. It's like a run button. Not boosting feels like you're jogging. That's kind of one of the issues I had. I did not like the combat, but I was not expecting much in that department, so I don't think I should criticize the game for that. It's not awful, but it's not anything great either. I just didn't like it. So when Sonic X Shadow Generations trailer was shown, I was both hopeful and skeptical. I was mostly skeptical. Here's the thing. The reason I was hopeful was because, well, Sonic Generations is an S-tier Sonic game. It's a great game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And the reason for that is its amazing level design. So in order to bundle a Shadow part, you gotta keep it consistent with the Sonic part. So I was hoping for something like that. But a lot of people, and that one side of me, thought that, yeah, they're probably gonna do it like Episode Shadow and how Frontiers and Forces controlled, and yeah, it's gonna be probably pretty bad. But from what it looks like, it's gonna be otherwise. They're gonna have multiple different paths, and I think the level design looks pretty good. They have pretty cool bosses, and overall, there's a lot of fan service, which I'm not the guy that's a fan of fan service. But, you know what, I'll let this slide. I think I really like this. And plus, Black Doom and Mephiles coming back is pretty dope. I mean, I made a post about Mephiles coming back, so I'm happy. And I think this is the first Sonic game where there is minimum controversy when the first trailer dropped. I mean, not the reveal trailer, but like the actual trailer. They showed us some stuff in the Ark. They showed us Kingdom Valley. Then there was a story trailer which showed even more of the game. And overall, I just loved it. And I think Sonic fans also started to really like this game. Like, it seems like this game has actually turned around. You know, Forces was buried with that first trailer with Sunset Heights, and Sonic Frontiers was pretty much doomed at that point when the IGN trailer released. And it turned out that, well, it was not any better than that. But no, people, including myself, are actually liking Shadow Generations. And it seems like this isn't just like DLC or three stages. No, it's like almost the same length as Sonic Generations. Now, there is something that I am actually skeptical about in this game, but even if it's bad, I don't care. As long as the stages are good, it's good. It's like the open hub where they said it would be like Sonic Frontiers. I mean, I hope they learned lessons from Frontiers, because that game's open world was shit. But we'll see. I'm sure they've learned some stuff, and there's combat in this game too, so we'll see how that goes. I don't think they showed much in terms of the much in terms of the combat. There was some in the story trailer, but it's not like gameplay. It's probably just a cinematic. They just prepared just for that trailer. So another thing I like about this game, I know a lot of people love this, but I just like it. I'm not really crazy about it, but it's these Doom powers of Shadow. I mean, I love the fact that they are exploring Shadow's story, and they are integrating this Doom power thing. And well, here's the thing: Shadow is the ultimate life form, but the difference between him and Sonic in terms of controls are none, at least in some of the games. And I think adding something that differentiates Shadow from Sonic, besides his immortality and well, chaos powers, is pretty cool. And I think those wings look sick. They just kind of remind me of the Malice in Breath of the Wild. And as far as we know, they're predominantly used in some stages, but like they're predominantly used in the open zone or the open area. And the story trailer was fantastic. Like I said, I really liked it. And the fact that the reveal that Shadow sees Maria and Gerald in white space is pretty cool. When it comes to the boss roster, I think people are disappointed, but I don't know why you would be. We get Metal Overlord, we get Mephiles, and we're getting Black Doom. So, I mean, Mephiles is good enough for me. So, I'm happy. And Metal Overlord, pretty cool. And I think people really wanted Silver as a rival fight or Sonic as a rival fight. And as far as we know from the leaks, this Shadow is the same Shadow in this Shadow is the same Shadow in Sonic Generations. Now, since this Shadow is the same Shadow in Sonic Generations, I don't think repeating that same rival fight makes any sense. And Silver was already in Sonic 06, the Sonic 06 rival fight thing in Crisis City in Sonic Generations. And I mean, they can have him like in, I forgot, was that train section where him and Shadow fought and went back to the past. That would be cool, but like I don't think it's necessary. We already have Silver as a rival fight in Generations. Another thing I want to touch upon is how visually stylish it looks. Like it just feels like a next-gen Sonic game. I mean, Forces and Frontiers did not deliver in that department. Like I don't expect much in terms of visuals from like a video game. As long as the gameplay is good, I'm happy with it. But Forces and Frontiers, in my opinion, just were a downgrade. Like Unleashed and Generations look better in my opinion than them. Like that says a lot. I think both Forces and Frontiers looking inferior to PS3 games is weird, but we actually have a gorgeous looking Sonic game. And I just want to quickly touch upon how I said I don't feel like Sonic Generations, this Generations is a remaster, it's a port. Yeah, it's a port. I don't think they remade anything. They just tilted the light up a little. I don't know. It looks mostly the same to me. And as far as we know, I think the game got unlisted on Steam. I don't know. It probably has. It's really scummy to do, but, well, they just have to sell this game, you know. I'm really excited for Shadow Generations again. Dark Beginnings was awesome. I think we need a Sonic anime like this. It would be perfect. Please, Sega, get onto that. No one cares about Sonic Prime. Please, no more Sonic Boom Prime or anything like that. I just want like something like Sonic X, please. I beg you. Yeah, that's all I have to say on Sonic X Shadow Generations. I'm really hyped for it. I really liked all the stuff that has been coming out recently. There's apparently going to be a Sonic movie DLC that looks cool. Keanu Reeves is voicing Shadow in that. Awesome. In terms of buying this game at launch, I am really sorry. I doubt I will be able to buy this game at launch. I think I'll buy it like whenever it goes on sale on Epic Games or Steam. Because, guys, I'm sorry, but my currency is broke. Like, it's dead. I have a dead currency. There's no way I'm paying 1,000 of my currency for a game at launch. I'm really sorry. As much as I would like to do, like, a Let's Play on launch, I unfortunately won't be able to. But you can check out my friend Hero. He's going to be doing a live stream when the game launches. So check out that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, fellas.